In Japan, the word for pivot sometimes is used to refer to the most important organs of the body, for example, the liver or heart. The Chinese character could be read as liver, heart, pivot. Pivot also means the essential or most important part. If we put the Chinese character for body to the left of the character for pivot, we have a combination meaning hips or loins. From this, one might conclude that the area of the hips or loins is the pivot of the body. The point where the ribs of a Japanese fan come together is called the pivot. It's because the pivot is firm that the fan retains its beauty. When the hips, the pivot of the body, are not firm, the body loses its equilibrium and various problems occur. However, they say that about 99% of the population nowadays have, from birth, problems with the bones in their hips. That is, their hip not aligned correctly. This happens at birth because most mothers nowadays have misaligned hip bones, forcing the baby to be formed inside a hardened uterus and to be born twisting itself through the hardened vagina. This is the body of a person standing. When the waist is normal, the body stands straight, like this. Lying face down, a person with a badly aligned hip bone might look like this. The spine is curved. The left buttock and shoulder are raised and the left leg is shortened. This type of person cannot easily move the joints of the left leg, and the left thigh becomes very weak. When this type of person tries to stand straight, he loses his balance and tends to fall to the left. To prevent that, he usually puts his weight on the right leg to recapture his balance. As a result, the spine becomes very curved, and after a while in this position, the right leg becomes tired. Then the left leg's help is needed, and in trying to compensate, the spine is again curved, and finally it's hopelessly twisted. In this way, the alignment of the hip bone affects the spine, the leg joints, the shoulder joints, and the joints of the elbows, wrists, and fingers. Also the knee joints and joints in the ankles and toes. And so the misalignment spreads throughout the body. This is one of the most important reasons that people nowadays so easily fall prey to the various modern ailments. Sometimes we crack our own fingers. The cracking sound happens when the joint enters into its normal position. When one joint cracks, not only that joint enters into this correct position, but also some of the surrounding joints. In fact, the louder the sound of the crack, the better you feel. That's why adjusting the body joints centered on the pelvis to remove the roots of the cause of the sickness is called the pelvic life-flow method. Kotsuban Yumeiho. This name had its origin in the fact that realigning the hip bones allows life energy to flow throughout the body. In order to make a good cracking sound, the body must be relaxed and flexible. If the joints are put into place, when the muscles, tendons, and ligaments are too stiff, the joints quickly fall back out of place. The method of liberating the flow of life energy by realigning the hip bones is to crack the joints while the muscles and ligaments are relaxed using the pressure kneading technique. The pressure kneading technique consists of applying vertical pressure plus kneading and rubbing. It's a completely new method, very effective for relaxing muscles. There are two basic techniques of pressure kneading: pressing and kneading in alignment with the muscles, and with pressure, kneading at a right angle to the muscles. Both are very effective. The number of points in pressure repetitions depends on the need of the individual patient. For receiving pressure kneading therapy, the patient should wear comfortable clothing such as pajamas or sweatpants, and the pressure kneading should take place on a mattress or similarly soft surface. When pressure kneading the lumbar regions of people who are overweight or underweight, old or very young, the chest should be supported with a pillow, and the pressure kneading done mostly vertically. And for example, if the patient has a misaligned left hip bone and the left lower part of the body is weak, the pressure kneading should be done primarily on the left side of the lower body. As the balance is restored in the body, the technique can be applied to both sides. Let me explain a little about the vertebrae and pelvic bones. In the spine, there are 7 vertebrae in the neck, 12 in the thorax, and 5 lumbar vertebrae. That's a total of 24 vertebrae. Also underneath, there's the sacrum and the coccyx. So there are 26 bones in all. And on both sides of the back are the shoulder blades. The upper part is called the region above. The lower part is called the region below the shoulder blades. And in between is the space between the shoulder blades. The pelvis is made up of the ilium or hip bone, the pubis or pubic bone, and the ischium. The upper part of the hip bone is called the iliac ridge. The joint linking the sacrum and ilium is called the sacroiliac. There is also the hip joint which connects the pelvis with the thigh bone or femur. The knob at the top of the thigh bone is called the trochanter. Now let me explain a little bit about the muscles. The deltoid muscle covers the tip of the shoulder. The trapezius is the muscle between the shoulder blades and the lumbar region. The medulla oblongata is under the hollow of the back of the neck. The splenius is the muscle at the back of the neck and the upper thorax. The sternocleidomastoid is the head-turning muscle on the side of the neck. The levator scapulae is the muscle at the beginning of the shoulder that raises the shoulder blades. The erector spinae are the muscles running on both sides of the spine from the base of the neck to the pelvis. The latissimus dorsi is the muscle under the armpit. The forearm muscles extend from the elbow to the wrist. The brachioradialis is the muscle that goes from the inside of the arm to the elbow to the wrist. The extensor digitorum communis is on the back side of the forearm. It moves the middle finger and is closest to the elbow. And at the base delta between the thumb and the index finger is the thenar. The crease under the buttock is at the upper end of the back of the thigh. The great gluteal muscle covers the area of the trochanter. The quadriceps is a muscle in front of the thigh going from the hip to the knee. The femoral biceps is a muscle at the back of the thigh running from the hip to the back of the knee. The back of the knee. The calf muscles are in the back of the lower leg. The gastrocnemius, medial, and lateral head are the muscles centered on the calf which run from the knee to the ankle. The back leg muscles run all the way from the hip joint to the ankle. The anterior tibial muscle goes from the outside hollow point of the top of the shin bone down the outside of the shin to the ankle. The underknee point is located on the outside of the shin bone, right next to the knee bone. Now let's see how the pressure kneading and realignment therapies are done in practice, following the instructions in the book. The title number refers to the pattern number, or step, in the instruction book. When the therapy relates to both sides, we usually show only the left side, but you see the step numbers for both sides. So referring to the book, let's practice. The starting pose for therapy. At the beginning of the massage series, the therapist sits such that the patient's buttocks are held between his knees. Putting your toes under you gives you a more stable position. Preparation to adjust the neck vertebrae. Knead the muscles above the shoulder blades 10 times using both hands. Preparation to adjust the neck vertebrae. Using the thumb, pressure massage 5 points along the center of the neck, repeating 3 times. Pressure knead 5 points outside the spine, three times. Adjusting the neck vertebrae in sitting position. With the left thumb, press on the space between the 7th neck vertebra and the 1st thoracic vertebra. And with the right hand, apply pressure to the right side of the neck. Turning the patient's head forward, push it downward toward the tip of the left shoulder in a single quick move. Adjusting the neck vertebrae on the right side. Adjusting shoulders and the vertebrae in the upper thorax. Folding your hands together on the back of the patient's head, jerk her up while pulling toward you. If you feel resistance, do it again, pulling harder. Adjusting the spine from the lumbar region up to the shoulder blades. Raise the knees, pushing them into the patient's back at right angles. Adjust the vertebrae 5 or 6 places in the region ranging from the lumbar to the chest bones. Adjusting the lumbar vertebrae on the left side. Taking the patient's left hand on her right shoulder, support her left shoulder from behind. Turning her body to the right after taking up the slack, give a quick push to realign the vertebrae. Adjusting the lumbar vertebrae on the right side. Adjusting the tarsal or ankle joints. Grasp the tips of the patient's feet with both hands and, using your own body weight, push them into the buttocks. After taking up the slack, give a quick, stronger push to crack the joints. Adjusting the toe joints. After cracking the ankle joints, while letting the feet return to their normal position, crack the toe joints with a wrist motion using both hands. Pressure kneading the sacral region. Using both thumbs, press and knead vertically on 5 points in the sacral region, repeating 3 times. the left buttock. Massage the left gluteal muscle 10 times with your left palm. Pressure kneading the region above the left trochanter. Using both thumbs, pressure knead the muscles of the trochanter area 25 times. Pressure kneading the crease under the left buttock. Pressure knead 10 times with both thumbs, aiming at the pelvic nerves. Pressure kneading the left femoral biceps. Using both thumbs, pressure knead 8 points along the back of the thigh 4 times, twice in the middle and once on either side. Pressure kneading the back of the left knee. Pressure knead 3 times each, 4 points in the hollow at the back of the knee using both thumbs. Pressure kneading the left calf. Pressure knead 8 points along the calf from the back of the knee down to the heel, 4 times, twice in the middle and once on each side. Simultaneously adjusting both ankles. With both hands, push hard outwards on both ankles to open the ankle joints. Simultaneously kneading both Achilles tendons. Massage the Achilles tendons 10 times with your palms. Massaging the upper calf muscles of both legs. Simultaneously kneading the soles of both feet. Pressure knead the soles of both feet 10 times with your thumbs. Stretching the right and left instep muscles. Moving your center of gravity forward, use your body weight to push her feet down towards her hips, finishing with a sudden jerk. Kneading the erector spinae above the shoulder blades. Pressure knead 10 times on each point in the area above her shoulder blades with your thumbs. Pressure kneading the erector spinae from the shoulder blades to the lumbar region. Shifting your position to maintain vertical pressure, massage the muscles on both sides adjacent to the spine, twice each in 10 points from above the shoulder blades, down through the peaks of the hip bones. Using hand pressure on the lumbar region. Knead the area above her hip bones 5 times with your palms. Then, in the same area, press repeatedly next to the spine with one hand on the other. Pressure kneading the left trapezius and shoulder. Pressure knead with your left hand and the left deltoid muscle 10 times. And at the same time, with your right hand, massage the left trapezius. Pressure kneading the area above the shoulder blades. Pressure knead the area above the shoulder blade with both hands 10 times or more. Continue pressure kneading down the spine twice at 10 points from the middle of the shoulder blades to the hips with your right hand on your left thumb. Pressure kneading the arm muscles. With both palms, massage the area of the shoulder blades 5 times. Adjusting the neck bones on the left side. Press your 7th neck bone with your left palm and press the right side of her head with your right palm. With your body weight on her head, push her head down and to the left. Adjusting the neck bones on the right side. Pressure kneading the back of the head. Massage 10 times with both thumbs the hollow at the middle of the base of her skull. Pressure kneading the right and left splenius. Using both thumbs, knead twice, each of 5 points on both sides of the splenius. Pressure kneading the left sternocleidomastoid. With your right thumb, pressure knead 5 points on the left sternocleidomastoid, repeating 3 times. Massaging the wrists and hands. Knead her fingers and wrists 5 times each with both your palms. Simultaneously kneading both arms. Using both palms, pressure knead 3 points on the inside and outside of the forearms. Knead 3 points on the upper arm or triceps, repeating twice. Pressure kneading the erector spinae with the knees. With both your kneecaps, massage twice the muscles along the spine on both sides at 6 points from the middle of the shoulder blades to the hip bones. Next, put your knees onto the area above the iliac region of the hip bone and move them in a circular motion 10 times to massage the area. Kneecap kneading the area above the right and left trochanters. Spread your knees a little to put them on the area above the trochanters below the iliac ridge and with a circular motion, massage 10 times. Adjusting the right sacral joint. Sitting with the patient's right leg between your knees, put your left elbow on her right hip and hold her right shoulder with your hand. Use your body weight, take up the slack, and follow with a quick jerk. Adjusting the left sacral joint. Adjusting the hip joints. Taking both knees into your hands, fold them back until they touch your chest, using your body weight. Extending the hip joints. With the soles of the patient's feet together, spread the hip joints, pushing outward twice on each knee. Adjusting the left hip joint. Support the patient's right ankle with your right foot and put your left foot closer to her knee. Holding her right leg in place with your foot, pull the patient's left foot. 2 or 3 jerks may be needed to achieve adjustment. Adjusting the right hip joint. Rotating the left hip joint. Turn the whole left leg in a wide clockwise circle twice while pushing it towards the floor. Then stretch your knee twice. Pressure kneading the left groin ligament and iliac muscle. With the patient's left leg spread and bent inward, pressure knead twice, 4 points along the left groin using both thumbs. Pressure kneading the left quadriceps. Using both thumbs, pressure knead 10 points along the front of the thigh, twice in the center and once each on the inside and outside. Pressure kneading the left calf muscles. Massage the calf by rolling it on your own knees 5 times. Pressure kneading the left anterior tibial muscle. Massage 8 points along the shin bone twice each, using primarily your thumbs. Stretching and pulling the extensor muscles of the left leg. Resting your right elbow just above the patient's left knee, hold her left heel with your left hand, putting her toes under your forearm. Pull her here towards you 3 times, holding her knee down with your elbow to stretch the Achilles tendon. Unstiffening the left Achilles tendon. Holding the patient's left ankle in your right hand and her left big toe on your left, rotate her foot 3 times in each direction while pushing towards her hips. Adjusting the left toe joints. Holding the patient's left ankle in your right hand and her left toes in your left, crack her toes with a wrist movement. Adjusting the right toe joints. Hitting the sole of the left foot. Holding the toes in your right hand, hit the sole of her left foot firmly with your left fist 5 times. Pressure kneading both groin ligaments. Pressure knead 5 times with both thumbs. Pressure kneading the abdomen. Using both thumbs, knead with modest pressure 10 points from 2 or 3 centimeters below the breastbone down to the lower abdomen. Do it twice. Palm massaging the lower abdomen. With your right hand, knead the lower abdomen 10 times with mild pressure. Pressure kneading the left shoulder muscles. Hold the patient's left wrist in your right hand and knead her left underarm, shoulder, and muscles 10 times with your left thumb. Pressure kneading the extensor and flexor muscles of the left arm. Using both thumbs, pressure knead twice each, 6 points along the triceps and at 6 points on the forearm. Knead twice in the middle and once each on either side. Adjusting the left elbow joint. Hold the patient's left wrist in your right hand and raise her elbow with your left hand while bringing her hand down with a jerk to stretch the elbow. Adjusting the right elbow joint. Adjusting the left wrist joints. Hold the patient's left wrist, palm down with both hands, and jerk the hand up twice. Adjusting the right wrist joints. Pressure kneading the left forearm. Hold the patient's left wrist in your left hand and twist her forearm outward while kneading 6 points along the forearm, twice each with your right hand. Adjusting the left finger joints. Hold the patient's left wrist with your left hand and put your left foot under her armpit. With your right hand, pull her fingers one by one. Adjusting the right finger joints. Pressure kneading the left palm. Hold the patient's left hand with both hands and press 5 points 3 times each with your thumbs. Then spread her palm wide. Pressure kneading the root of the left thumb and index finger. Knead the delta-shaped web between the thumb and the index finger 5 times with your thumb. Stretching the left upper arm. Hold the patient's shoulder at her armpit with your left hand, and with your right hand push her elbow toward the floor over her head, pulling the neck bones. Holding the patient's shoulders with both feet and her neck with both hands, pull her head towards you in 2 quick jerks. Before moving on to step 88, it's a good idea to use a cloth or towel when pressure kneading the head. Pressure kneading both sides of the nose and below the lips. Massage the sides of her nose 5 times with both thumbs. Pressure knead between the chin and lip 5 times. Massaging the upper and lower ridges of the eye sockets or the temples. Massage 4 points along the ridge of the eye sockets twice each. With your thumbs, pressure knead the temple 3 times. Pressing the eyeballs. Using your finger cushions, lightly press the eyeballs 3 times, holding it each time for a second. Squeezing the face. Lock your fingers together over the patient's upper face and apply moderate pressure to 3 points along the sides of her head above the nose. Pressure kneading the median line of the head. Massage the forehead and top of the head, sliding your thumbs twice along the median line. Back breaking, arcing the back. With your knees on the patient's hips, slowly fall back, pulling her shoulders with you. Hold this back breaking pose for 3 seconds. Adjusting the shoulder joints. Supporting the patient's back with both hands, jerk her arms upward, stretching her chest. Stretching the arms backwards. Hold the patient's wrists and lift her hands behind her to her shoulder level. Then bring her hands closer together 3 times. Pressure kneading the area above the shoulder blades. Standing behind the patient's back, press 10 times with your thumbs in the area above the shoulder blades. Pressure kneading the space between the shoulder blades. Hold the patient's shoulders and then pull them back 3 times, spreading her chest. Tossing the shoulder joints. Lift and release the patient's shoulders 5 times. Tapping the shoulders, neck, and back of the head. The finishing touch. Massage the region above the shoulders 10 times, then hit both shoulders to close the session. Modern medicine is making remarkable progress. However, if we remain content only to treat diseases, that is only repeating a vicious cycle. To effect real healing, treating the symptoms is not enough. It's necessary to eradicate the root causing the sickness. Hip bone Yumeiho is a therapy to correct mislocated joints, not only in the pelvis, but also in the whole body, and to put the muscles back into balance, and in that way maximize the body's natural ability to heal itself. I hope that you can properly understand this video and that every day you will enjoy a happy and healthy life. And it's my wish that as many people as possible who are sympathetic to the ideals of the hip bone Yumeiho will become instructors and contribute in spreading this method of natural healing. However, I cannot be responsible for any accidents that may happen during its practice. The hip bone Yumeiho therapy has an apprenticeship program to train practitioners. Please contact the International Institute of Preventive Medicine in Tokyo if you're interested. Information about this hip bone Yumeiho therapy is already available in a dozen languages, including English, German, French, Russian, Chinese, and Esperanto. Those who use the therapy and benefit from it hope that it will become widely known so that as many people as possible will be able to use it to regain their health. We all have to take care of our own bodies, but in fact, no one can do it perfectly. No one wants to be sick, but the body is of nature, while our mind does not always follow nature. One way to eliminate the conflict between the body and the mind is the entirely natural hip bone Yumeiho therapy, which enlists the aid of the human hand. It seems the more our modern mechanized society progresses, the less we move, and the more tired we get. Those of us caught up in this modern ailment often end up seeking relief from the medical industry. So here I would like to introduce to you Yumeiho Bix. That's the name of the set of exercises which can enable us to revive the flow of life energy in our bodies. This system consists of the well-known stretching exercises combined with the special techniques to move joints developed by Mr. Sayonji Masayuki, a therapist at the International Institute of Preventive Medicine. It's designed to let you practice by yourself in your home or in your workplace. This system exercises every part of the body. That is, it's the ideal way to bring the body back to its ideal condition. Well, let's begin with exercises done in the standing position. In the upper right corner of the screen, you will see the exercise number on either a green square indicating for beginners or a red circle for advanced. If the advanced exercise is too difficult, please use the beginner's exercises until you're ready for the advanced version. Okay, let's begin. Jerk your shoulders up as hard as you can. If both shoulders crack, the flexibility is first class. Now the neck and shoulders together. Bend your neck as far as possible. Likewise, turn your head as far as you can to the side. Rotate your neck in a big circle. As you jerk your elbows back, thrust your chest forward. Elbows relaxed, rotate your shoulders and arms one by one. Stretch your elbows with your fingers clasped. If both shoulder joints crack, their flexibility is first class. With your hands clasped behind your back, try to expand your chest. Jerk your elbow up to straighten the arm, then snap the forearm inward. The elbow joints have first-class flexibility if both crack. Bend your wrist down to stretch the front of your arm. Swing your wrists vigorously. If both wrists crack, they have first-class flexibility. Pull the fingers one after another. If joints on all 10 fingers crack, their flexibility is top class. Here, swing your hands up high, then clasp and open them. Relax your hands and swing your wrists. Try to push your palms forward as far as you can. Pull your elbow as far to the side as possible, bending your body. Pulling your leg back, use the inertia to twist the body. If your back cracks in both directions, its flexibility is top class. For this exercise, keep your legs straight. Wiggle your kneecaps up and down. Point your toes outward and spread your knees with your hands. Stretch the back of your leg you're standing on. If both hip joints crack, they have top-class flexibility. Point your foot upward and bring your calf down as close to the floor as you can. Relax your knee and kick upward with your full strength. Flex your toes, pressing them against the floor. Lift your heels as high as you can. Okay, so far we've had the exercises you can do standing up. How was it? Are you nicely flexible? Now let's follow the instructor, Mr. Sayonji, as he explains some things about the moves in this section. Mr. Sayonji, please. Yes, thank you. Say, Coach, if we don't practice every exercise in this section, will it still have an effect? Yes, of course. Even if we can only do one or two, we can still expect some results. That's why I recommend starting at the beginner's level and working up as you progress. Work from the parts towards the whole. In any case, don't force it. It's best to keep the exercises fun. So you can do these exercises comfortably? The main characteristic of the self-juvenating exercises is to crack every joint in the body. So let me explain some of the main points on realigning the joints. First, on the moves for realigning the neck bones. This is very important. It seems that when the muscles are stiff, they don't crack. And that's right. The blood doesn't flow well into the head, and the nerves don't work well either. The diseases that attack the area above the neck, for the most part, are caused by the neck vertebrae getting stuck out of alignment. So it's very important to have the neck joints realigned. A person whose neck joints can't be cracked at all runs a high risk of a stroke. That's terrible. Yes, it is. That's why, if it gives a good crack, it's very reassuring. Oh, really? Well, Coach, what about the shoulder joints? Yes, well, there are 4 movements to adjust the shoulder joints. That is, the 1st, 6th, 8th, and 17th exercises. And for example, in the first exercise, do the warm-up movement first, then with a quick jerk, crack the joints. Really? With a jerk? Yes. The technique of cracking the joints generally relies on a quick push or jerk. In the 6th exercise, we have to push the chest way out, but it's a quick jerk that cracks the joints. With this movement, if the body is flexible enough, you can adjust the vertebrae in the upper thorax. In the 8th exercise, push the chest out front and pull your clasped hands hard. In exercise number 17, you have to do first one side, then the other. Leaning the head way back makes the adjustment easier. In any case, if the shoulder joints pop into place with a crack, you won't be troubled with stiff shoulders. shoulder stiffness curable? Yes, of course. Amazing. How about the 13th exercise? That is adjusting the finger bones. So long as the fingers crack, it basically doesn't matter what method you use. You can even crack the base of the thumb like this. Oh, really? Yes, and the old folks who have already lived a long time, almost without exception, can crack all their fingers. So inversely, if none of your fingers can be cracked, or if it's difficult to crack them, maybe you won't live to an old age. Really? That's terrible. But, Coach, a lot of women are afraid that their fingers will get fat from constant cracking. Heavens no. I'm constantly hearing about that, but it really isn't true. Mainly, it's unhealthy people who have the finger joints that are difficult to crack. But with the hip bone Yumeiho, the muscles are relaxed and the joints can be cracked into place. The easier it is to crack them, the more healthy you'll be. Isn't that the most important thing? Yes, you're right. And of course, it's not only the fingers cracking into place, it's the same with the toe joints. To be healthy, it's necessary to be able to crack every joint into place, you know. Yes, I understand. In the 18th exercise, jerk your body around without holding back to adjust the vertebrae in the lower back. It's a move to realign the part of the spine, so it's very important. If the muscles are relaxed, you can hear the realigning cracks on both sides. As long as this flexibility is top class, you'll never have aches in the lower back. The 22nd is one of the exercises to adjust the hip joints. But if the muscles aren't really relaxed, the joints won't crack. Try it. The important thing is to really stretch the muscles in this back part. This is a key area. If it cracks, I can say that you have the highest class of flexibility. With your hands on the floor, move your body up and down. Do this exercise pointing your toes up as much as you can. Bounce your knee down to the floor if you can. Likewise, with a bounce, spread your legs. When you twist the torso, turn your head too, to face backwards. If several joints crack in both directions, it's top class. Point your toes up and stretch the muscles in the back of your legs and lower back. Lie on your belly and arch your back. Keep your buttocks in contact with your heels while following the rhythm. To prevent strain, support yourself with your elbows on the floor and fall back until your head touches the floor. You achieve the adjustment on a quick twist, pulling your leg. If you get a few cracks on both sides, that's top class. Curve your body as much as possible. With a quick jerk, pull your knees to your chest. If it cracks, that's top class. Keep your legs straight. Open them energetically. Here too, put some force into it. Again, open with some effort. If both ankles crack, that's first class. Relax the knees, then kick up with a strong jerk. If both knees crack, that's first class. Wiggle your toes and make them more flexible. Raise your legs and shake them violently. Stretch out your arms and legs and rotate your ankles. Finally, the relaxation pose. Breathe from your abdomen several times and let go of the tension from every point of the body.
腹式呼吸を数回して全身の力を抜いてリラックスしてください。